3 4-3s.
Can't see any reason why it might not be 2 each today. Both players look to be playing well. Marco struggled a little bit early on, but seems to have got a good feel for the conditions and how things are playing now. So hopefully we'll see some good snooker. Played it quite well. Again, got the pace lovely there. Once he can only hit the top of the cue ball, limits his shots massively. Just trying to come really thin off this red now.
Foul and a miss. Thepchaiya Un-Nooh full. Back.
Maguire and Thepchaiya ended up drawing 2-2, and in fact the second match of the day.
And Marco, in this situation, obviously with the 3 misses and you've lost the frame rule, he'll already have eyed up a second shot. I think that if he misses it this time, he needs a backup plan. But he's caught it just right. He's played that really well.
Have you ever lost a frame as a result of 3 consecutive misses, Gary, or indeed been a beneficiary of someone who's done it?
I'm not sure. I don't think I have, as a professional at least, no. I'm not too sure, but I can't remember, to be honest, whether I've received a frame in that manner neither. I've been very close a few times. Try and chip this red that's near the black spot towards the cushion and put the white up to somewhere near where it is now, hopefully. It's a very good shot again. Again, blocking that red over the right-hand corner. Excellent shot.
Un-Nooh recognising a classy effort.
Because he's moved that red, he's actually left this as a shot to nothing now for the path of the cue ball. Great shot.
What? Yeah, harsh on Fu, considering what he...
Yeah, if Marco could only just get himself out of the situation he was in there, he played a very good shot. But a great red, you just got to hold your hands up and say a good shot. Just floats the brown in like it's over the pocket. It looks very comfortable today, Thepchaiya.
Five. Six.
Didn't catch that one the way he would have wanted, though he's maybe caught it a touch thin or not got enough screw into the cue ball. He wanted to screw past the pack of reds there. He can't see the black. He may be having to try and come off the side cushion and hit the black on the top side as we look so that he can send the cue ball back into balk.
Thank you.
Not an easy shot to judge. Played that quite well though. He's caught the right side of it.
Six.
Quite a good shot there. Yeah, again, it can't speak for Marco, obviously, but it looked like he was just struggling with imparting a bit of side on the cue ball there as to how much it was going to throw, and he's maybe overcompensated slightly. Been a little bit fortunate, though, I was going to say to get away with it, but there's a plant on here. Slightly awkward cueing, but if he gets anywhere near with the first red, this should go in. And the cannon on the pink's lovely to land on the black, so another decent chance. Touch awkward with the 2 reds to the left of the black. Would have liked the angle on one of these reds to go the other side. to pop the black into this left corner, but he's going to need to wait to get a better chance to try and get on that black and manoeuvre them reds so he can get them out of the way. Didn't want the cannon on the brown though. He'll be disappointed with that shot.
40.
Still got a chance at this red, and as I said, if he can get on the black to the left corner, that's what he's after. To hopefully just play a little cannon on the red to the left of it and open up the black. Lovely shot again. Just a little further than he would have liked for that shot, but a very good pot. And in fact, it actually goes past the black to the right corner, so that's a bonus. Can just stun onto the red next to it now, and that's the black opened and a good chance.
23.
Played a shot there off the previous black that you guys on the Pro Tour make look easy, and everyone else knows isn't. That float around with running side.
30.
And when you're using side, Gary, I made this point actually when we were watching you yesterday, you seem extremely confident. It is
30.
a real art form.
Yeah, and again, touching what I was saying before, even about the pool as well, the grippiness and the slickness of the cloths. It helps when you know what they're doing and you're playing well, but at the same time, it's getting used to
38.
that. Marco's probably struggled with that a little bit in this game so far, but once you know what's
39.
going on and you've got a feel for the conditions properly, yeah, most pro players would be really comfortable playing with side. It can make you look silly just when you don't really know what's happening.
46. 47.
When you think his career was, and I'm not exaggerating,
50.
hanging in the balance before the World Championship, but then he won 3 qualifying matches to make it to the Crucible.
55.
Losing 10-7 in the end in the first round of the World Championship to John Higgins. You see him play like this and you think, how on earth could he possibly have come close to losing his tour card? The blue puts him 70 ahead with 67 on.
60. Thepchaiya Un-Nooh.
Mark
60.
will carry on, but one snooker needed, and obviously the red's not in very favourable positions. 4 of them tied up. So if he's going to win this frame, it's going to be a long slog, but he always knows there's a chance. He played a very bad shot there, though. Looks to have left. Maybe not. I thought he'd left an edge of that red so he could just chip it in the middle, but a little bit careless. And that's opened a couple of up for Marco, so he can get a few reds and blacks, and he would love to get into a position where he can get these 2 open reds with blacks and the red on the black cushion, and at some stage try and have just 1 red left on the right there, and because it's next to the pink, be able to stun him behind the pink off the last red. See a long way to go before that, but again, as I was saying before, it's a situation where you are thinking quite a number of shots ahead because you're trying to get yourself into a position of where's best to lay the snooker from, and you'll already know that.
9.
He'll be trying to get rid of these reds and get himself into a position where the pink's a great ball to get behind.
When it comes to
60.
successfully getting snookers, Marco Fu was involved in one of the most remarkable frames I think I've ever commentated on. It was against
70.
Ryan Day, as he has a good kiss there on the black. It was against Ryan Day in the semi-final of the World Grand Prix at Preston Guildhall. Ryan Day won the frame after needing 4 snookers against Marco. 4.
Yeah, and that's not a bad little
24.
cannon. As I say, if you can get rid of this extra red. See, there's
25.
what I was talking about before. Hit the near knuckle there, and you wouldn't have expected that to go in necessarily. But they are playing a little bit more generous than what a lot of the players have expected. But like I was saying, that red near the pink there now, this is the situation you would have been wanting to get in right from the start. Land in behind this red with a good angle so he can just stun him behind the pink. Oh, what's he done here though? Don't tell us he's left the cue ball, so the black spots. No.
32.
The way he's left himself, he'll probably just roll in behind the pink now. And that's
Mark
trouble.
off for 32.
So yeah, he would have seen that from shot one. Luckily got himself into the right position, and it just shows how quickly it can turn around, because if he misses this, Marco's in with a great chance to steal the frame.
Foul.
He has, and he's
Mark
brought
off
the
4.
green off the on the ball cushion, which is his only saving grace on that shot really. He's put the green safe for Marco, so it's not as easy a clearance.
Yes, and of course, the referee wasn't empowered to call a miss there because a snooker was required. Flew perfectly on the black ball.
Yeah, and just for getting out with that snooker, Thepchaiya, the way he should have been thinking there.
8.
I'm sure he was. He's just misjudged it badly, but it was to try and miss that. Not try and miss it, but if he was to miss it, try and leave the cue ball in a position where Marco wouldn't have had an easy shot at the red. Because he's misjudged it so badly, he's hit the green, he's left Marco a good chance. But this is the key shot, whether Marco decides to take it on, thinking that maybe the pockets are playing a little bit generous. I'm not too sure. They're always not as easy along the ball cushion as they are the black cushion, with the nap running the other way. Not that there's much nap on these tables these days. But again, that just
30.
seemed relatively easy. It was a great shot. You're looking just to run the cue ball through here, and got a plain ball angle on the blue, just to send the cue ball off the cushion
17.
and knock the pink out. May not quite have come far enough for the shot he's played. Might have to leave the double now.
No one's infallible with this shot, but I'll tell you what, over the course of his career, Fu has been a pretty dependable doubler.
Yeah, he's actually come too far there though. The angle's not quite there for the double anymore, so it looks like he's going to have to take his medicine, play good safety, try and get the cue ball in behind the black, the pink up on the ball cushion.
Marco for
Actually just concentrated on
20.
putting the pink as safe as he can and not really thought too much of the white. It's a very good shot for where the pink's landed.
Yeah, getting out of position on the double actually might have done him a favour there. Took the decision out of his head.
Yeah, it's a funny game. A bad shot can turn into a good shot sometimes. Now with Thepchaiya only needing the pink, he might be tempted to have a go at this double. No, he's played safe, and he's played a very good safety shot there as well, getting the white in behind the black.
And with that, the pendulum has swung again. Fu, 12 points adrift. So he can't...
He needs to try and get some separation and not leave the pink on, which is, you're just trusting to luck, basically.
foul. Thepchaiya Un-Nooh 6.
Considering he made a 60 break earlier in the frame and he was in seemingly total control, Un-Nooh will be relieved, although he knows the job isn't quite over yet.
Yeah, touch surprised he's played that as hard as he did. Thought he would have just played it dead weight to leave the pink over the pocket if he missed it. And little things like that can make a difference sometimes if Marco gets himself a chance to get a snooker. Again, just a little harder than I thought. The way the angle presented itself there, he could have played that softer, and even if he'd have missed the pink on the way down, cue ball was always going to contact the pink on the way back off the cushion. It's just giving Marco these extra little chances to possibly get a snooker. He really, again, possibly chipped the pink along the cushion here, knowing that he can't miss it on the way back. And that's risky, going round him. Where's the cue ball?
That would have been the cardinal sin. Taking the white anywhere near a pocket in this situation is a total no-no.
Thanks, Marco.
This is what I mean. Giving Marco chances. Can't really afford to do. It's always edge of the seat stuff, Phil, isn't it, when you're watching Thepchaiya?
Yeah, that's the thing. He's so unpredictable, so inconsistent. The highs are so high, the lows can be quite low. But I think he's okay now.
Frame Thepchaiya Un-Nooh.
Well, it took a while. Marco Fu refused to capitulate in the end. Able to. The second match of the day has one frame on the board. It belongs to Matthew Stevens, who has taken the opener against Mitchell Mann on the black.
Yeah, again, as you see with the break off there, very hard to get anywhere near over behind the green, even hitting it quite as thick as he did, and a red came up and actually left a chance into the middle pocket, but miss hit somewhat by Thepchaiya, so bit of a half chance missed there. Oh, and he's been a little fortunate just to get in behind the yellow there, Marco. Because he's blocked off the left side, he can't just run into the left side of the pack there and leave nothing. If he runs into the right hand side, he's obviously going to be leaving a red on, so just in a little bit of luck here. He's played that well. He's tried for a full ball contact there to play a containing shot, and it's very well judged, swerving the white round the yellow.
I must ask you this, Gary. We sometimes talk about players dictating the pace of a match. Now, generally speaking, that's when a slower player...
It can work that way as well, where you're playing somebody like Thepchaiya and you find yourself sort of playing to his rhythm. You maybe just playing safety shots back and forth, and you're sort of playing your next safety shot straight down, playing it first shot you see, which is really the way you should be playing in essence. It's instinctive, and the first shot you see is generally the correct one, but he can make you sort of play to his pace. And when you realise that sometimes in a game, you do just try and sort of slow it down a little bit, but yeah, as you say, it can have an adverse effect the other way around.
Fu taking his time here, recognising the fact that one good positional shot and he could be bang in.
One.
That's acceptable.
One of your kisses, that, Phil. Just had to let the cue ball run a little bit there, though. It was a little bit thin on the black, so still needs a good positional shot if he's going to get back in a perfect position. Be looking to either run this in. I don't think he's quite got the angle just to run it in and avoid the red on the cushion, so stun it round the two reds of the right hand side and back up for blue potentially. Just caught the red on the way through though. Not sure if the black still pots. He's played that lovely. He didn't even try and drop it in and trust the table in any way. He just trusted his technique, his cueing. Very good shot off the cushion, that.
60.
Now back in prime position, so looking like a decent opportunity this for Marco. We did say that good chance this could be a 2-all draw. If he makes the most of this, then that'll be the case.
And just to put into perspective how important it is for Fu to win this frame, if he's going to retain any table-topping ambitions. This is day 10 of the tournament, so we've had 18 completed groups now. No one has lost their first match and won a group.
22. Thank you.
Yeah, which is obviously shows why it's so important to get off to a good start. A draw is not the end of the world, but it goes without saying, you want to get a win in your first match. It just sets you up for the group. Kind of makes you think it's all in your own hands. What? Just try to come on the pink, so he's a little bit high. I think he might not have come quite far enough for what he wanted there, which was to push through the reds and open them up a little bit around the pink spot, but it's not too bad. He's still got the red on the right-hand side he can play on. Pink doesn't spot, so it goes up onto the highest available, the green spot.
36.
Well, I must say, regardless of the outcome, it's really good to see Marco Fu back.
$37.
He's made over 500 centuries in professional competition, which is up there with the elite. Turned pro 24 years ago.
Yeah, he's a very heavy scorer, Marco. If you're not as much in the know with snooker or the players, you might not think so, but all us players and commentary
44.
Commentary personnel like yourself and Dave, we all know how heavy a scorer he is, how good a player he is. Not the flashiest of players, of course, but
45.
very, very dangerous when he's in and around the black spot.
Holds the distinction of being the first player ever to make a 147 break in a match that was streamed online. It was at the old Regal Masters in Scotland. His prize was a
52.
car, and at the time he didn't drive. Just get the impression he might have sold it, actually.
You think? We don't get cars now, Phil, do we?
Well, of course, I remember when there was a car on offer for a 147 in the Grand Prix in the tournament in your part of the world, up in Sunderland. And it was parked outside of the venue and got vandalised.
Yeah, that's Sunderland for you. Had to get that in.
60.
Well, this break might have been wrecked by that.
Yeah, just ran out of position a
Fu,
bit
60.
carelessly. Really, he was in a good position there to kill off the frame. So, although he's got a chance of a draw here, Marco, he'll be a bit disappointed at the way he's started his campaign. It's not been abysmal by any stretch, of course, but when you get chances like that, a player of Marco's class would be really expecting to make the most of them. So he'll just be working his way into the tournament anyway. He'll not be getting too disappointed about it. He'll hope he can nick a draw here and just up his performance a little bit for the next couple of games.
Seven reds left, so still 83 on the table.
And this is where Marco's experience can come into it. You don't get flustered by, you know, not performing too well to start the season. It's all about getting through at the end of the day and building on that.
Nicely cued again, just overcooked the cue ball. The black and one more red.
Eight. Marco Fu, 8.
Off-frame ball missed. The good stuff for Fu. Those reds cluster together even more. And no easy opener. Well, no opener.
Yeah, if you do miss like that, it's always nice to see you sort of mess the table up a little bit and not leave your opponent a chance. The way they're positioned, it's going to be very hard for Thepchaiya to win the frame.
I'll tell you who's liking this backstage, Jimmy Robertson. This result falls right into his lap.
Yeah, Jimmy being the seed, obviously, as you say, played first. You get a chance at the end of the day to see what the situation is going into your last game. And because he's won his game, you'd have been hoping for nothing more than these two top players to obviously draw. It means that it puts Jimmy in a much better position straight away. That could be that. Left the red on for Marco. Little cutback, but not too tricky, really. Should pop this.
One.
And if this red goes in, there is definitely no way back.
3.
Yeah, I think Thepchaiya will be a touch disappointed the way he started the game, flying. I wouldn't say it looked like he was going to run away with it, of course, but it looked like he was in stroke and he was playing quite well, so he'll be a bit disappointed to only come out of this 2s each.
Cheers.
On the other hand, Marco won't be too impressed with the way he's played himself. But again, just getting back into the flow of things this season. Starting with a 2-all draw, he'll just try and build on that, so not too bad from his perspective.
Yeah, after an enforced break from the professional tour, I think
Hope you guys like this My Snooker Shorts 34 video. Thanks for watching.
Okay, let's go.